Ladies and gentlemen, I'm shook. I just made a video yesterday reporting that the Twins should get rid of Kepler. They have to make some moves. They have 9 outfielders. 5 of them are left-handed. And 24 hours later, the Twins report to MLBTradeRumors.com that Kepler is not going anywhere. I'm shook. I don't understand this. So we're going to try to break it down here in this video, why the Twins are doing this, and I'm going to read you some of the MLBTradeRumors.com article that was released again today, maybe about an hour or so ago. I'm just so confused, and maybe you are too, but let's talk about it. If you are new here, we are so close to 4,000 subscribers. I mean, literally, if 1 or 2 of you hit that subscribe button, we'll be at 4,000 subscribers, so that is so cool. If you want to talk Twins, if you want to talk baseball, down in the comments, please stick around, and I hope you do enjoy the video. So Kepler, like I said, if you haven't seen the video yesterday, go watch that first probably, or maybe watch this and you'll kind of get the understanding of why I think this is kind of weird or dumb or stupid, I don't know. But in yesterday's video, if you did miss it, go watch it. But I basically said there are 9 outfielders, 5 of which are left-handed. They have to do something. And Kepler seems like the most likely to go because he is the oldest, or one of the oldest. I think he's the same age as Gallo. He's the most expensive. He had a little bit of a down year. It just kind of makes sense that there is some value there. He's only, 30 years old or so now? There's some value there, but it seems like he is the first to go with Larnach and Wallner and Kirilloff. Like, there's so many younger guys who have a chance. Like, give them a chance. They've done well in the minor leagues. Give them a chance in the majors. But yet, the Twins not going to trade Kepler, the only thing that I can see is they want to give him a shot because of the shift. And I did mention this in yesterday's video as well. The shift really hurt players like Kepler, like Gallo, who are left-handed, who pull the ball. That's all they do, right? But now you have to have 2 players on either side of the bag. There is a little caveat to that. Again, I mentioned it yesterday. The left fielder now can come over and play short right field, so you have 2 outfielders playing the right field position. You leave Buxton to cover all of that on the left side of the field. That is the only caveat to this, but for the most part, I would assume more hits will start to fall for players like Kepler. And his defense is really good comparatively. The Twins have a really good outfield. Buxton, of course, is really good when he's healthy. I don't think Gallo is necessarily that bad. He's not a Nelson Cruz out there. Let's put it that way. He's a decent glove. And then you've got players like Michael A. Taylor, who they just traded for. Really good in the outfield. And there are other options, right? It does make sense to keep him. It does make sense that you would want to try it, right? And if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't, and Kepler sucks, maybe you wasted an opportunity to, get some sort of value from him. Clearly, they haven't traded him yet, so they see something there. But also, he could be a trade piece if he does well. On the other side of it, if he does well, he could be a trade piece at the deadline. There are just 9 players on this roster. And the thing about the Twins, right, is that they don't have a DH anymore. They have 2 catchers, right? And in the past, the Twins have had like 2 or 3 catchers. They DH one of them, or I guess in last year, since trading away Nelson Cruz, really, when he was that DH spot, they've gone with like Buxton, at the DH spot, especially with his injury. They really don't have that designated DH spot, which is good because they have 9 outfielders. So you can give these guys rest. And Kirilloff and Gallo can both play first. I think Kirilloff will probably play first most of the season. But again, you can rotate them at first. You can rotate them at DH. There are 2 corner outfield spots that technically need to be filled. Nick Gordon can also play second base. You have options to move these guys around, which is really good. This article also mentions Royce Lewis playing the outfield, and I don't ever want to see that ever again, but he can. That's the good thing about the Twins, is they can move these guys all around. But just having 9 guys and not being willing to trade, again, the most tradable piece, just kind of concerns me. I get it. I want to see Kepler do well against the shift. Maybe he becomes an all-star and does these really good things, and I still think they probably end up trading him anyway. But I get it, but it's just like you have interest from the Marlins, and this article even says the Yankees were interested, but the Twins obviously haven't found a deal they considered satisfactory. I just don't get it. Like, Kepler's stats, we've gone through them a few times when the Marlins were in on the trade conversation, because it was supposed to be, again, Kepler for Pablo Lopez, and then the Twins were probably going to give up something else, but he really did. He had probably the worst season of his career last year. Kepler did. I mean, arguably, he's never been like great, but had like the worst possible year of his career last year. He still had a 93 OPS plus, still batted .227, which is really right around his range, 250 to 270 or so. Had 9 home runs, which is really where you saw the decline. Had 9 home runs in 2020 as well, playing in 115 games this year, 43 RBI. He was never that guy, though, this year, to be fair, or last year, I should say. He was, down in the 7th ranked spot. He just didn't get the opportunities I think other guys did, but he really struggled. I mean, like, these numbers are not good, okay? But again, you look at the shift, and I think that this is a great opportunity for Kepler to stand out. And if it doesn't work out, okay. You still trade him anyway. But, like, I asked the question, like, what do you want to see for Kepler? I think somebody in the comments even said it yesterday. We need left-handed pitching. That is good. And maybe there just isn't the left-hander, out there that the Twins have gone out and saw, right? They're not trying to get a starting pitcher. They are really good in that department. They need a reliever. And quite frankly, I don't know if there are a ton of good left-handed relievers that are still available. Funny enough, I just made a video literally like 5 minutes ago about Zach Britton and about Andrew Chafin. Those guys are both free agents. They could go pick them up. Haven't seen any reports of that from the Twins. I think they'd want more quality over that, especially for a guy like Kepler when they have 9 outfielders. But they definitely need left-handed starting pitching. And again, maybe Kepler is not the guy that we end up trading. I think Wallner is definitely a possibility. He's a young guy. Like, if you don't want to go the more traditional route of a guy gets expensive, he declines a little bit, but is still valuable, literally what Kepler is, right? You go the other route, which the Twins have done in the past. They trade their super young guys, try to get more value for them than they're worth, or they had a pretty good season, like Larnach and Wallner had pretty good seasons last year. Larnach, I know, was hurt, and Kirilloff was hurt, but they are still valuable prospects, right? They still have that value perceived from their prospecting days, their pipeline days. So you look at a guy like that, like Wallner or like Larnach, who have done well in their few little major league at-bats, few games, and you trade them for the potential value. Again, you still go after a left-handed pitcher, I'm sure. But the whole point of this video, again, was Kepler not being traded. Is that a mistake? Where do you start to put all these guys? I mean, I'm guessing Kepler will still probably be in right field then. You move Nick Gordon or Gallo to left when they're not playing, the infield. It's kind of getting dicey because you have 9 outfielders. But really interesting. I hope you guys do enjoy this kind of conversation. I'd love to know your thoughts. Again, if you're a Twins fan, I'm a Twins fan, so love to talk to you guys about that. Let me know down in the comments about your thoughts, and hopefully we can hit 4,000 subscribers too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.